Back for another one, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I took a few days off, but something's been on my mind quite a bit. This notion of the king of the dome of Saudi Arabia. Kingdom Saudi Arabia is at the heart of a lot of these things going on around the world, y'all. You can just look at their country. This is something that's been on my mind for a while. It's been in the back of my mind, but now I suspect that the king of the dome in Saudi Arabia is one of the number one purveyors of all the evils in the world. As we can see here, they have Sophia, the first robot that has been given citizenship. Not only that, but they are building their artificial intelligence city, Neom. It's going to be 100% operated by artificial intelligence, and it's going to be built. They're also building a city it's called the Line. Neom is a tiny little place they took over. I heard about them granting Sophia privacy while she works on other robots alone. She demanded to have just space by herself to go and work on other robots, and they gave it to her. And she said she doesn't want to be disturbed until she's finished. What kind of scary thing is that? Not only that, but they're building a city called the Line. Yeah, this is just another thing. Think of the implications. Now, I've discussed a few times on my channel about the radionic fields of sacred geometry and shapes and colors and everything, like how everything gives off a radionic field of energy. It's a 3D energy field that's based on the shape, and it gives off a frequency based on that shape, and that it matters. Like, it can be septic. Now, if you're just drawing a straight line across the earth, what does that indicate? Well, to me, it's like drawing a line, making it 2D in essence. Although it's going to be a line of buildings, and I'm sure they're going to be square, rectangle, whatever. That to me just screams septic energy, especially in the fact that it is going to be 100% artificial intelligence. It's a smart city, and they are going to just continue to build this city in a straight line. Now, I don't know if it's going up and down, or if it's going diagonal, or if it's going straight across. I didn't look that far. All I had to hear was that they were building a straight line, and that's what Neom is. But they've actually started somewhere. They have some small city that they took over near the coast, I believe, and it's going to be the beginning phase. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, people, can we just see where the problem of the world is starting? Can we just see this now? I want people to think about how Saudi Arabia has suppressed their women for so long, and made them wear black for the longest time. All these women suppressed, making them wear the yin, divine yin color, although this is Saturnian, to make these women wear this color to hide themselves from the world. And they used to be killed and maimed and tortured and all this stuff if they didn't wear it. Yeah, this was still going on in the world, this kind of thing. What does that say about Saudi Arabia? And we've turned a blind eye to it all these years because we have our ways of the world and we don't really get involved with other people's cultures. But this screams black magic, guys. Screaming at us in our face. Oppression of any people is black magic. And especially the divine feminine. Why do you think they live in a desert? out in Saudi Arabia? Why is their world still desert and dead? It's because they suppressed the divine feminine for so long. And now, all this yang energy, all that male energies building all this artificial intelligence stuff because that's yang energy, but it's connecting to the yin underworld. Copper is yin, and the underworld is yin, is darkness. There's so much to know about the yin and yang. And, once we grab the basic concepts of it, then we can just start, studying it more, comprehending what's going on in the world. It's going to scream at you in your face, like it did me, that all these copper wires that they've put over our heads, crisscrossing throughout our homes, everywhere, they've wrapped our houses with yin. And that yin can let the Djinn in. The Djinn are the shades, they're the spirits. It's the spirit world, it's the underworld. They can come into our world via the copper. And I've been experiencing this, having very strange phenomena with my computer, with my phone. It doesn't happen every day, but it happens often enough, at least, once or twice, even more a month, that I am now raising my eyebrows. I keep a stock of sage and Palo Santo and crystals and all kinds of things because we need these kinds of tools right now. We need to have knowledge right now. There's things around us that are happening that we are not aware of. And I'm going to show you something so crazy. This thing just came across my feed the other day. The Shams al-Ma'arif explained, and this is black magic. It's Arabic, and it's a book of black magic spells of summoning demons and other things. And they say that even having this book in your possession would cause you to go insane. And I'm sure it's because of the Djinn that are tied to it. But it even states, oh my gosh, you get this, guys. It states that this is protected by elves normally, that the elves protected this. Let me go to the part where it says this. You've got to hear this from this guy, and then I'm going to leave this link in the description box so you guys can go check it out.
He admits that they were into the occult, and this interest led to their deaths, since the magic within that book in particular is, and I quote, a satanic magic guarded by elves.
Yeah, so and I have been sensing that it was the elves, the elder race, that were the first race, or they were very, very important and connected to all the magical practice. And that somewhere in this world, in the lofty places, in the mountains and lofty places, high realms, that's where they are. I sensed it in a hypnosis session. I actually sensed where I had been once before, and I described it was in the lofty places somewhere in the mountain ranges of the world, like Mount Shasta, or somewhere high in the mountains. And I can't explain that, why, how would I know that information? And I'm not saying I'm some prophet or anything. I just know that weird stuff has happened to me in my lifetime that I cannot explain. And to have some insight, some inner knowing that comes out like that, it's like, what is that? I don't know. It's going to make me sound crazy, but because of the introspection that I've done in my life with this hypnosis and stuff, hypnosis has opened up my world completely. And my spirit is divinely guided, is all I can say. And I just encourage everyone else to try to tune into their own innate spirit, because you won't go wrong. We have to learn how to trust ourselves again. So moving forward, I've been talking about Jerusalem. I came across this video as well on the same day that I came across that black magic book. This was also there. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. I mean, I've been talking about some of this stuff. Jeru is Jew or Gyp. GYP is Gyp. Gyp is swindler. Shalim, this is Shalim. Shalim is a demon star. And, it's, oh my gosh. And there's all these swindlers that are in Jerusalem, and apparently they're allowed to be there. So how holy and sacred is this city if you've got a bunch of criminals running around taking people's money and ripping them off and selling them fake artifacts and doing all this stuff? They're telling you it's a cesspit, just like Ukraine. Oh my gosh. No, yeah, this is not the chosen land. It's a chosen land for a bunch of criminals and thieves and people who work with black magic. That's what I'm saying. And that this Saudi Arabia stuff, they are absolutely in on it. And I would not be surprised if they are the main purveyors of all the evils in the world, because they sit back, and just collect gold and, sit on their high horse. They consider themselves the king of the dome. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're telling you something. Oh man, we got to catch up with these people. So here we go. Now, I was interested in reading some of these articles because they're saying that they're sort of releasing their grip on their women as of late. And they're allowing the women to drive cars for the first time and do other things. I'm like, oh, it's about time. But it makes sense because in the astrotheology chart, Western style, it shows that the divine feminine is starting to creep back in, which means that these men quite possibly know that they've got to start releasing their hold, because it's going to look really bad on them if they continue to suppress the divine feminine as we're moving forward in the future. So it says right here, in a country where women have historically played a restricted public role, relatively little attention was paid to these inspiring aspirations when Vision 2030 was first published. But that is now rapidly changing. In September 2017, the government announced that from July 2018, women will be allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia for the first time. Now, we don't usually hear much information about the Middle East and their ongoings and their doings and all that. At least I don't keep up with the mainstream news. It doesn't concern me most of the time. But this is kind of interesting. I visited over in Jordan in 2018, and the people were wearing blue jeans and stuff, but there were no women on the street. You didn't see women out in public anywhere. So, to me, it was screaming that it was still male dominated and all of that. So, and now they're saying that they're even going to let the women go to some of these sports matches and stuff. Big whoop, that's a bunch of distraction. But very interesting to note. Yeah, so Neom, we can go look at this real quick. They got the Neom made to change. Look at this. This is okay. What's happening at Neom? They're putting oryx in the sands of Neom. See, and people just love this kind of stuff. New model for protection, preservation, and regeneration. Now, they're not talking about the line, because I saw a video and it was about them making it into a straight line. They're saying it's Neom. The line is a linear smart city under construction in Saudi Arabia in Neom. It's going to have no cars, streets, or carbon emissions. 170-kilometer long city is part of Saudi Vision 2030 project, which Saudi Arabia claims will create 460,000 jobs. Yeah, smart city. That's a line. I just don't think that this is a good idea, y'all. They're already in the desert. Why a line? It makes no sense at all. I don't know. These are the pictures. This is what they're proposing, to do a straight line across the earth and to what looks like mostly barren wastelands. I don't think so. guys. I think the Djinn are telling them what to do. And this is not practical. I mean, you're going to be way over here and you got to get to way over here. You know, if you work over here, you got to go. It just doesn't make any sense. What is this? This is some sort of sorcery, black magic. That's what I sense, because this is not natural, or it's not organic. It's a line. And a line is usually representative of a 2D field. 2D. I don't know, guys. That energy is septic. Septic. Yeah, so okay, they've drawn a line in the sand. Given my current research, I feel like this is probably on one of the star line ley lines. I would need to compare whatever area that they intend to start from, and then figure out what they intend to end it at, the ending point, and look at the old maps and see if this line goes across one of the star paths, because that's where they're gaining their power. This to me would say that I'm on the right path with that thinking. Now, the only other thing that I can think, they created Sophia. This is representative of the new earth, the synthetic earth, because of goddess Sophia. Goddess Sophia is the earth. It's Gaia, Mother Gaia. They change the names throughout time for everything. And if you go into the Mahabharata and read some of the things, it talks about Goddess Sophia and how she created a being without her companion or partner. And so she created Yaldabaoth, who thought he was the ultimate god. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But it's interesting that they have an artificial intelligence robot named Sophia, because everything that they do has meaning. It has symbolism. That's why they drew a line in the sand with this. The line in the sand, they're crossing the line, and something needs to happen to bring it back in. These people usurped the black magic from Atlantis, from Egypt. Egypt has another story. Gyp, G-Y-P, guys. Egypt. Gyp is swindler. What does that tell you about the Egyptians? Did they get swindled, or were they swindling people with their black magic adept ship? We got a lot of catching up on the history, the lost history. It's coming because it's flowing in right now. And it's just amazing how I come across these things. Like, my mind comes up with stuff. It says, oh my gosh, Saudi Arabia. Oh my gosh, they're the ones who are purveying all this stuff. Somehow they are at the top, and we haven't really grasped that concept. All the gold that they have, the suppression of the women, the desert region that they remain in, all this stuff, it's right in our face, and we didn't recognize it. Yeah, well, I'm going to leave these links in the description box for these other two videos. You guys have got to go and see this one. This one's interesting because, they talk about the holy city and all this. Oh yeah, it's not holy. It's anything but, apparently. And also, one of my subscribers lives over there. She told me that they're basically wanting to bring the Kaaba over there. They're wanting to bring the Kaaba, and it's all black magic. These people have been circling the Kaaba for so long that they've basically been putting their energy into that stone. Here's the Kaaba at Mecca. They have been circling for how many years now? All that energy pouring into that stone because people are worshiping it. They don't even know what they're doing. Some of them probably do, know that this is Saturnian and that they're bringing this energy into our world, yeah, but they probably mostly do not have any idea. People just feel compelled, oh, we should go and circle this thing. This is black magic, y'all. Black magic. And they use people to do their dirty work. Oh my gosh, I just wish people could wake up and see this stuff. Look at all of that power, all of that energy. Let me tell you, each of us is powerful. And guess what? We can start bringing the light. All it takes is each one of us to know our own power and to bring in the light instead of this darkness. But we know that the light is coming. That's why they're running right now. We're in on it, guys. We're catching up fast. It's time for us to shine. And shine on we shall. And thanks for watching my video. I'll see you guys on the next one.